Well, everybody, Ken Johnson here with you, and our winter storm, it's knocking on the door, and it's about to come on in here, and it's going to go downhill across the state of Texas and points to the east pretty quickly on Thursday into Thursday night. There's our storm. It's spinning, and on the backside of this is creating those strong winds across California with those big fires. I'm sure you've seen on social media. Those will begin to relax as the storm finally pushes to the east. Nothing like that expected here. We got a piece of energy actually dropping through the Rocky Mountains tonight, and that's going to team up with this and push it to the east on Thursday. We're already beginning to see not only clouds, but some precipitation in the form of light bands of snow developing across southwestern parts of Texas. And this first little wave is going to continue to develop and move northward and should be moving through parts of northwest Texas and the Texas Panhandle and western and southwest Oklahoma early on Thursday morning in the form of snow and maybe a little sleet there. But it looks like as we get throughout the day Thursday, and especially Thursday night, the storm really begins to ramp up across southeast Texas. And it looks like by Friday early in the morning, should be over here somewhere into Mississippi, and it's north of that track where there's going to be snow. And places like Memphis, Tennessee, over near Little Rock, Arkansas, and into Oklahoma and down through a good part of Texas, and there may even be some ice here on the backside of this as well here. As a matter of fact, I'm looking for perhaps a wintry mix in the form of freezing rain, sleet, and snow. Central parts of Texas over into the Arklatex here tomorrow morning into the afternoon. Now, south of there, mostly rain down towards Houston, College Station, those areas. But again, we'll watch the area near and northwest of Austin for the ice, and then you jump over on the other side of that. Pockets of snow in the morning developing here. And maybe a little sleet mixed in at times. It could become pretty widespread, mostly light, as we head into the midday and afternoon hours on Thursday. Now, late Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, and this is as a storm is ramping up here just southeast of us, down there, southwest Louisiana, southeast Texas here. We're going to see a band of some heavier snow develop on the backside of it here. And that band of heavy snow will extend from, let's say, maybe western parts of Arkansas and through southeastern parts of Oklahoma, north central, northeast Texas. The far western band of this could perhaps maybe butt up to some of my viewing area, which would be northwest Texas here. But it looks like the heaviest snow would be over here, maybe in places like Dallas and then up towards maybe the Broken Bow area here, maybe just southeast of Ardmore, Oklahoma, Sherman, Denison area over this way. And then again, this would be extending eastward over into Arkansas and Mississippi and Tennessee late Thursday night and into the daytime hours on Friday here. So as far as precipitation goes, let's watch it. This is finally getting the high resolution stuff coming in here, and this is my favorite computer model with really any weather system. It's called the HRRR, High Resolution Rapid Refresh Computer Model. Now this changes from time to time, but this is from the afternoon run here, and it does update hourly, but the longer run updates several times a day. It doesn't update hourly. It comes out in the morning, once in the afternoon, once in the evening, and once late at night here. So this is early on Thursday morning. You can see here areas of, this is that first wave I was talking about. You got some areas of light snow and maybe sleet here, northwest Texas, southwest Oklahoma. You jump south and you're seeing now an increase in precipitation in central Texas here, maybe up towards Abilene. And I think that with the way this storm is tracking, it's going to throw warmer air northward here, and this could be freezing rain, sleet, maybe some snow mixing in. The Dallas area not getting in on the act yet, but keep in mind as it starts, temperatures will probably be below freezing. So, I mean, there could be some slick spots that could develop, and that's something you may have to deal with. But look at what happens as we get into the morning hours. The precipitation shield grows larger. Now, this is mostly a light finger of snow from Oklahoma City back into the Texas Panhandle, but it won't take much to get a little accumulation, I suppose, out of that. But here's your main storm down here. We got an ice storm perhaps unfolding just northwest of Killeen here, freezing rain and sleet maybe up towards Waco. And in the Dallas area, you probably got sleet. And maybe even some freezing rain there. I do think as we get into the afternoon, and especially tomorrow night, as the storm center itself really ramps up, this will change over to snow. Let's put this in motion. There's your snow by the afternoon here. There's your line. The transition line is that sleet, Abilene over to near or just south of Dallas here. North of there, you get your pockets of heavier snow, perhaps maybe near or north of Dallas and maybe over into southern parts of Oklahoma. And then you've got snow also pretty widespread from Amarillo, maybe up to Oklahoma City, down to Wichita Falls. Again, most of this is lighter snow, but there will be pockets of heavier snow mixed in with this. Now here's your main band of heavier snow, I think, developing here during the afternoon. You can see this begins to taper off back to the west. There's your main band of heavier snow. You can see these little lighter blue colors. Well, that represents a pocket or two of heavier snow. In Dallas, you're going to kind of be in this transition area. You're going to see kind of a combination of things, a lot of different winter weather. And I think because you're seeing a lot of sleet also here too tomorrow, will probably bring some of those snowfall totals down. But this is all snow here, eastern, southeastern Oklahoma, right along the Red River here, back into northwest Texas. Now, as we head into tomorrow evening, this is around 7:30 or so, there's your band of heavier snow there that extends from southeast Oklahoma and over towards Texarkana, southwestern Arkansas, right back to near Ardmore, Oklahoma, and then down into the Dallas-Fort Worth area, pockets of heavy snow. And then on the east and southeast side of this is sleet here. You jump south of there and it's mostly rain. There's that warmer air surging to the north, and you'll have to watch what that warmer air does. You know, if that can come in, it could perhaps maybe eat some of these ice totals, snow totals away over here in the northeastern parts of Texas. But I don't think that's going to be much of a big deal. I don't think that's going to be much of a concern. Again, I think that this is mostly going to be a pretty big winter weather event over in this part of the country here. And also, you're seeing these bands of heavy rain. They're rain down here in southeast, east central Texas, but as that lifts northward into the colder air, that's when it becomes wintry precipitation. Now, this is midnight on Friday. There's the very back edge of the storm system itself. You're still seeing waves of heavy snow that continue to fall on the western side of this here, Dallas, and into southeastern parts of Oklahoma, northeast Texas. And in order to get a big snowfall accumulation, you've really got to have it to where you see snowfall at a continuous rate. It needs to fall for an extended period of time in a nice band. And you've really got that now. And this is the storm itself ramping up. So that's why I think the higher snowfall accumulations are going to be, maybe over here in the Arklatex, north central, northeastern Texas, maybe down in the Dallas area. We'll see what happens. And maybe some of the far eastern parts of Texoma also could get on that. The further west you go, well, I do think there'll be some accumulations. They'll mostly be lighter. And there is the storm getting out of here by early on Friday morning. As it gets out of here, you continue to see the snow shift eastward over there into the mid-south on Friday. Now, as far as accumulations, and I'm just looking at snowfall accumulations here, and this undoubtedly will be adjusted some and could change some here, but I'm going to go a dusting. There could be some more back in here, but it just looks like most of the snow is going to be light here, and we might even extend it a little bit further to the north. But there may be just enough of a pocket or two of some heavier snow down here in this light blue area, maybe Duncan, Oklahoma, Wichita Falls, Graham, Throckmorton, maybe a couple of inches of snow in this here. And it's not out of the question if there's a burst or two heavier back to the west, there could still even be an inch of snow or something like that. But I'm still thinking that your heavier snow, Decatur, Bridgeport, up to Denton, maybe down to Dallas. I will draw the darker blue area in places like Bowie, Nacona, Texas here, Bellevue, just southeast of Henrietta, Jacksboro, and near and just east of Graham. But again, this part of it's a little more uncertain. But 2 to 4 inches of snow certainly is possible here. And I'll continue with 2 to 4 inches along the Red River, but there's going to be places here, especially north central Texas and along the north of the Red River there in Oklahoma, that are undoubtedly going to see more snow than that. Now, as far as your winter storm impact rating scale, on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 would be apocalyptic. That don't happen very often in this part of the country, but this is probably more like what we deal with most of the time. It'd be more of an inconvenience, I think, over here, but even an inconvenience can create problems on those roadways. We're already seeing school cancellations and delays here, and there could be some slick spots here, especially early on in the morning. Now, further to the east, this is more of a moderate, especially if we can get some of these heavier bands of snow. That could create some bigger impacts on the roadways and travelers, so we'll keep an eye on that in places like Nacona, Bowie, Decatur, Bridgeport, maybe over towards Denton and Graham. But here's your worst of the winter storm. We're going to go major here at 3, and that means bigger impacts. The roads will be a lot more dangerous over here. Can you rule out maybe some sporadic power outages? Sometimes those wet, heavy snows can do that, break tree limbs and whatnot. So maybe some sporadic power outages, but I think mostly what we're going to be dealing with here is issues on the roadways here, especially down in the Metroplex. Don't take much for those bridges and overpasses to really, really ice up, and then you got a nightmare in those areas. Remember, I'm updating these things a couple of times a day here. I'll have another update coming out on my social media channels here with the late evening data coming up later on tonight. In the meantime, make sure to like, share, and follow all of my pages. Everybody stay warm and stay safe. Just stay off the roads tomorrow and stay home if you can.